For my presentation design, I came up with two separate groups of slides to show the path that I'm taking for my project. So presentation design number one. I'll start off with a graph that I created. Just very simple. The book said, the less clutter, the better. It also said, no bullet points if you can create a graph. And it doesn't have to be all fancy like you sometimes see graphs. It's just straight to the point. The picture on the side has the X box and it's very clear about what it's about, and it just gets right to the point. Next was another graph, same thing, not very catchy. This one doesn't even have any pictures or anything to go with it. It's just very straight to the point, and that's pretty much the theme throughout this slideshow. Next is a graph that I wanted to really focus in on the number, so I made that a lot bigger. 45% of teens have played some form of online gaming. I think that's a pretty powerful number and a powerful statement, and something that I wanted to include in my presentation. Next is I incorporated a 76 on the sign because that matched a statistic that I had from my research through the Pew internet website. And that's 76 million people have participated in some form of online gaming, and that's worldwide. Next is a similar thing. I just wanted to play off of a strong image, and basically, I tried to follow the book's guidelines and create some kind of visual that's simple with a clear design, and something that has the priorities that contain elements which guide the viewer's eye, and that's something that this picture I feel like does. Next one. See, this one has a lot of open space. So, like the book said, sometimes you want to avoid noise, and this is something that it's kind of eye-popping, but it doesn't have a lot of noise, and it kind of grabs the audience's attention, which is obviously a main goal and task that I'm going to have when I'm presenting in front of the class. Next one is just another play off of the picture. You could tell, the playing off the picture is a similar theme that I used, and that's something that was brought up in the book. I can read something out of the book that is something I tried to follow, and that's use the principle of proximity to ensure that related items are grouped together. People will tend to interpret items together or near to each other as belonging to the same group, and I think that's something that I've accomplished by playing words off of a picture, using a little bit of creativity, not necessarily coming up with elaborate photoshopped images that you spend hours on, because that's not really necessary according to the book. Again, same thing. I played off of an image of a player sliding in the base, and I, said they're safe, as an umpire would say. So, just a little play off words there. Next, I'll go to my second group. So the first group had to do more with my group of statistics and numbers, and then this one is more of the creativity side of just different aspects of what I'm trying to get the points that I'm trying to get across in my presentation, being that online gaming gets a bad rep, but it actually has positive influences on teens and kids alike. Here's something that's kind of a powerful picture. Teens are using online gaming as a source of stress relief from everyday pressures of life, and you see a guy trying to hold up, obviously an amount of weight that he can't, and that's fits into the book that people remember visuals better than bullet points. Always ask yourself, how can you use a strong visual? So, including quantitative displays, which I had on my last slide, to enhance the narrative. So, it's just a powerful picture with a good statement to go along with it. This is something I kind of try to get maybe a laugh out of people, because it is the virtual world. So I have, figurines here that obviously aren't real, but are interacting in a normal person-to-person way, and that's something that I'm trying to create and let my audience know that is what's going on in the virtual world. So there is connections being made, and there is friendships being made, and networks being made, but it is through the virtual world. It's just not face to face, and some people have a hard time accepting that. Here's another thing that I tried to, maybe hopefully get a laugh out of the audience here. That's a common theme throughout my presentation, my story. I try to get laughs out of the audience. I think that's the way I'm going to try to really connect to them. And I also wanted to mix in some funny slides to, I think if you can get the people laughing, then that's definitely a positive thing, and they'll be paying attention a little bit more. Here's something that I just thought was a little creative. I found this off of Flickr, and it's just like the same guy dressed two different ways, and that was my point in trying to show that people can transform into a whole nother personality when they're online, and that's something that's directly connected with my story, so I'm going to definitely have this slide near my story part of my presentation. Here's another one. It's just, a little bit of words, and something that I got from the book is, again, play up the visual. And, there's a quote from the book that is maximum effect with minimum means. And that's something that I created here with just, 6-7 words, but it gets the point across, and it allows, the audience to really focus more on in what I have to say instead of sitting there trying to read a paragraph or a bunch of bullet points off of a slide like you would find in PowerPoint. Here's just another simple fact that I found from the Pew, that there's a research that shows that online gaming raises the self-esteem. Here's another kind of funny, powerful image, I guess you can call it, that kind of fits with the overall theme. Again, like the book said, you want to keep, you don't want to have a bunch of different themes that are jumbled around that is going to give your audience a bunch of different feelings. You want to keep it similar and keep it consistent, which is, again, something I've done. You can either take this as funny or scarier, but it's a powerful image, and I think it's a good one. And then my last one is online gaming is competitive by nature. As players, good play rewarded with a high ranking, and I have a gold medal from the Olympics. So again, keeping with the similar themes, and so my main thing here with this is I didn't want to overuse software templates. I didn't want to get too complex. I just wanted to use my creativity in a simplistic form, which can actually be harder than putting together some elaborate Photoshop, hours upon hours of this technical design. It could be just as hard to be creative when you are using far less. So that's the challenge here, and I look forward to completing the project and moving on to the next stage. Thanks.